moderator. So he keeps an eye out for us. And hello, everybody. Thank you for it's another Friday night. Allison has joined me again, and I'm just slow processing my thoughts because we were chatting backstage. And how was your week, sweetheart?
It was good. It's good. Busy working and taking care of some things at home, and yeah, just nothing. Sorry, I need to mute my phone. Nothing out of the ordinary. Mm-hmm. Did a couple lives, and yeah, just working and
enjoying the new bow and everything.
Yeah. I mostly see him on the weekend. His schedule is very busy, but yes. So we'll spend the day together tomorrow.
That's nice. And and people are popping in, and Allyson does her. Now let me ask you something. When you do your, because some people go ahead and they'll post videos on the signs and things when they feel like spirit is directing them. Is that how you pick and choose which signs and when you do the videos? Nope. Because you feel the strongest? Okay, it's just random.
No, I do.
Oh, everyone's popping in. Hi, Kristen.
I record, I do Aries through Pisces, and I usually do that in order, but sometimes I'll do all the fire signs, all the earth signs, all the air signs. This time I did, this most recent one I'm doing a general love reading, and I did all the fire signs, I did all the water signs, and I think I've posted Gemini and Libra, and I need to do Aquarius, and then of course I need to do the earth sign. So now I just go through, I guess I go through it just how I feel like doing it. Sometimes I don't even finish them all, and I'll move on to something else. This is very much for me.
Mm-hmm. So you go by the way the energy directs you.
I do what I want to do. It's my channel. I'm not doing it for money or whatever. And I post, sometimes I'll post like 12 videos in a week. Sometimes I won't post for 2 weeks. It just depends on what's going on. And
if the energy is there,
it's all for fun. Yep. Yeah. And I love to read on the signs. And some signs I really get strong messages, and others, I really have to do a meditation beforehand and whatever. It just kind of depends.
Okay, let me just fix this.
There's several signs that I really resonate with, and I'm just boom. It's no problem whatsoever.
Like Aries?
Yeah, sometimes not. In fact, the last few readings I've done for Aries have nothing to do with me. And there's a lot of drama going on with Aries placements, and thank God my life is not like that at all at the moment, thankfully. And but yeah, it just depends. And then sometimes I'll do an Aries reading. It's been months since I've done it. I'll be like, oh wow, this is a personal for me. So it just kind of depends on what placement, and yeah, that kind of, because I have 2 strong placements in Aries, so it makes sense. But
yeah, I keep meaning to send you that snapshot. I go through an app called Astro World or something, and when you type in, your time you were born and your birthday and stuff, they show you all the I just heard I'm hearing an echo all of a sudden. That was weird. And now it's gone. Okay. I don't know where that
I don't have anything on.
And so they show the little signs and where they go, and I'm looking at this stuff and I'm like, because I just got that one deck that to teach myself about the astrology signs, and there's just so much to learn. I mean, and this is just basic, what the signs and what they represent, the characteristics, and then they have the houses. It's really it's a lot to learn, but I'm sure it'll probably help I know it helps your readings, because when you pull tarot cards, you'll know certain cards are associated with certain planets or signs, and that helps you pick better out, who you're reading for or reading on. You'll know kind of more like what sign,
Yes. I always mention though that, it may or may not, and it could be the person that you're reading, the sign that you're reading, or the person that they're resonating with, or it could just be a strong placement. So yeah, I always point out, with the major arcana, what signs are represented, but There are many that are planets. And a lot of people read, and it's, people can do what they want, but they read many of the major arcana as zodiacs, and they're not.
Well,
They're planets.
well, most of the books that I have, or at least the ones that people really invest in, the creators explaining, why they put symbolism in there, and they'll put like astrological. They'll use something called a decant or a decan. I have to still learn what that means. So a lot of them, feel that a strong, or at least a basic understanding of astrology
Yes,
helps make a better reader
absolutely.
because of that. So,
Yep.
just really quick, Ivana's here, Kristen Louise.
Hi, everybody.
And this is, I don't know if you've met, I don't know what their first name is, but this is book Bewitched.
Yep, I saw book Bewitched.
Very cool.
On something. It might have been Sisters the other night.
Okay, so welcome, Isadora, Lori, and Amanda, Twisted Sushi. Hello, Kim. And yes, thank you, Kim, for the hair. And Lori, yes. It took a while to find a box that would do predominantly gray hair.
Oh, yes, you colored your hair. Yes.
Yes. And when I go stand out in the sun, when that sun hits it, it's like, it's awesome.
Yep.
And Ivana heard the echo, but it's gone. So that was weird. Anywho, so, but yeah, I really don't know what to talk about. It's usually it's like, oh, I have a themed reading.
You should talk about all the lives you've done and have people check out your library. You've done a lot this week.
Yes, I just finished with Ivana and Cheryl, and Cheryl was a hoot. Her and Ivana was a great pairing tonight. And people who couldn't make it, it was a lot of fun. Cheryl is the creator of the Gemstone Guardians, Akashic Records book, and the Oracle, Crystal Oracle. I was gifted those by Ivana earlier this year, and I was just like, oh wow, when I saw how she reads, I was like, oh, you and Ivana, I would love to have you and Ivana. And I can't believe we made that Ivana, that date with her like 2 months ago. And it's just all of a sudden it's like, it's here already. I mean, this summer really went by.
Yes.
And it's like, I love the fall, but it's just, I'm kind of dreading what comes.
We're halfway through September.
Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah.
But then I had Deborah. I won Deborah's Clarity Tarot.
Deborah was awesome.
Yes, it's a very different way that I'm used to reading tarot, but I just loved how, I have to watch some of it back.
I think it's great.
I just love how she approaches the tarot numerically first, because everybody else is all major arcana, most important comes first, and then here's
you know what, I will say this, there are people that read the way she does, but they don't necessarily announce it. I love how she read it. I mean, a lot of people will account numerology in, maybe not as strongly as her, but there are people that do it, and just people read differently. My style's different. Mine is kind of my own thing in a way, some of it. And a lot of people are like that. And then you have more traditionalists, and you have people that just use imagery. They don't even pay any attention to the meanings of the cards, So everybody, there's a lot of different variances. Yes, I loved that aspect of what she was doing because I love numerology. And
I figured you would.
Yeah, it was a good reminder. And I do it. I don't do it a lot, but I do it. But she absolutely makes that like very much a part of her reading tarot, which is cool. Yeah.
I would love to invite her. I said, I have a show on Fridays with Allyson. I said, I would love to invite you. So she's
a strong reader. I really enjoyed her.
So I would love to have her on. And Hypnicity. Hello, my dear. Nalani has joined us. Thanks for being here. But yeah, the Clarity Tarot, that was just because in her book, she starts right out with the the minors first, you know, the court card, not the court cards,
The pips.
yeah, the pips or the suits and stuff. She starts out with those, and then she'll go and she'll break down the courts, and she calls them the family. And I love how she was described them as a family.
They are a
Um,
family. Yes.
and just
Yep.
then she goes into the major, and I just want her to share and explain, you know, her process. I've just been meeting so many people with Cheryl with her cards. She opens up to the Akashic. She has people give her a number 1 through 30. She'll shuffle through how many times she'll pull out the number, not the number of the card, but the times, and then she'll get, and the readings were just spot on. I just
Yes.
love learning how different people read, and
Intuitively.
you just take bits and pieces. It's kind of becomes a part where you do it so long, the basic knowledge, you know, kind of settles in there, and you don't you don't really realize it until you're like going through. I know that's for me lately because I've been doing more lives. I've been noticing that certain cards are coming to me a little bit more quickly, and then I'll have that aspect, but then another idea will come in, and it's hard to explain, but I think you know what I mean.
No,
It's
I
like,
do. And the more
yeah.
you read, and if you stick with something or a couple different things, you will get stronger and better, and it's more messages come in. And something about how was I going to say that? Like for me, it's just I don't know. I've noticed I always notice and really enjoy when I see somebody just reading organically, which is how I read. And I think that that is a really good thing to do, not trying to follow anything and
Hmm.
just read.
Hmm.
You know, I mean, yes, learn the cards, learn the meanings, this and that and whatever, but like not being so hung up on that at the same time, as well as
Hmm.
spreads and how it lays out and all of that. And I remember when I first started reading, I had a couple, just a handful of people be like, "Well, that's not how." Whoa, whoa. And then I was like,
Yeah,
"And
that's why I gave
it
up
doesn't
tarot for a
matter.
while, for a
I
long
know the
time.
message is accurate
Hmm.
because of all the feedback that I've gotten telling me that." Also, when you do a one-on-one, which I've read many people, and it's spot on, it's like all it means is that you're used to seeing some cookie cutter way of doing it, and that's very rigid, and spirit's not rigid. And also, oh, what I was going to say is I lost it for a second. You're communicating with your guides when you're reading as well.
Hmm.
And so whatever you agree upon, like I do my whole meditation and meet with my team before I do readings, if you have something you want to do, as long as you verbalize it and exchange it and it's agreed upon, and you don't have to do it that way. You can do it more telepathically or
Hmm.
whatever. You know, that works too for me anyhow. So
Yeah,
like
Isadora says just letting your intuition take over.
yes,
Having
and
that.
it's like with me also, and not everybody wants to do this. Like I know a lot of readers love all these decks and whatever. I can't read like that. I've got my tarot and I have a couple oracle decks. That's it. But I know my cards extremely well.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot easier for me, but I get the desire and the temptation to jump around and read from a bunch of cards. I would never learn all of those cards. And I would have a hard time with my intuition coming forward if I jumped around too much. But that's me.
Okay, I'm just typing in. People are asking if we're going to do questions tonight. I'm just going to say,
Yeah.
yeah, just no political. For me, no third party. And if it's a medical or legal question, that you know, I can look at the energy. But for me personally speaking, I'm not a doctor, or I don't have any knowledge of, you know, legal things. So it would only be around, you know, the energies in that. So
Yes.
I'm
And
gonna,
everybody should know that by now.
yeah, I'm gonna keep, just keep this. Woo! Wait a minute. No, I need. My,
Please put
oh my god.
right now.
Okay, people, you gotta bear with me. It's been a long evening. It's like I just, you know, doing a few things here and there during the day, but it's just like, okay, yes, please put all questions in here. caps. Please put all questions in caps. Scroll, ticker. There we go.
There you
That's
go.
a lot better. Oh, Lordy. So let's see. Oh, okay. So is there anything else that you wanted to add to that while we're hanging out and talking, or you just want to jump right to questions?
I'm fine. Whatever you want to do. I don't really have
I'm
anything else I want to
I'm
say. Do I have anything else I want to say? No, I guess I don't. Not really. Nope.
okay.
Nope.
Oh, and Jeff, I know Jeff's going to be a guest really quick on my channel tomorrow. We're going to be sharing our poetry and doing some cards. And Jeff, apparently I didn't know this, he likes to do politics, and he is acknowledging that
I don't know
you
about
are
that, Jeff. Thank you.
that's she's good on the political reads. And I think it's because, and this is just my perspective, it's because and you always say this, when I've seen you read with Val and
I'm a
Scott,
cold
is
read.
that you don't really watch the news.
I
So
don't
when
watch
you
any of
go
that stuff.
in,
I'm a cold read.
you're a cold
That's why
read,
often I gotta be like, okay, who is this? What did they do? Because I don't know. Unless it's somebody really obvious.
This week we're talking about.
But like all these like governors and all these I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I only know the big players that have been in the news, and nobody recently. But
Yeah.
but yeah, it's that, and that's the cool thing about reading too, because you'll still get stuff that comes out. I might not always understand exactly what it's saying, only because I don't know the situation. So sometimes I gotta kind of, but the answer is always there.
Yeah, and like I said, because you have that knowledge, that foundation of the astrology, you can kind of look in and say, okay, so this, feels like, this type of sign, and which helps, kind of whittle down the field, about, or in kind of, kind of focusing in on possibly a more, a certain person out of the group that you're, because I don't do politics, so I
actually never do that.
You don't be able to say like, well, because I know sometimes, Val and Scott like to say, well, who do you think is going to flip, this and that. So when you pull cards,
I see. I shouldn't say don't. Rarely. I mean, we don't, and honestly, and I know you'll get this, you can't really ask a question, who, blah, blah, blah. You can't do that with tarot, because it's like, you don't have a card that has Donald Trump on it. You know what I mean?
I hope not.
But you do. Actually, that's not really true, right? Like if you have like a big player that you pull on all the time, or a person, you kind of have a card that kind of signifies that person. But anybody else, like you're like, who's gonna whatever? And there's like 5 possible people, and they're just regular schmoes in the government. Yes, you're right. You could, if you happen to know their birthday, or you can look it up or whatever. So I digress. Yes, you can do that. That doesn't come up much, but does it happen? Yes, it does. Yes.
I feel like she does know that is good. That is how good she is. There is in some decks. Okay. In the Lorman, there is a 45. Oh, okay. I have Norman. I wonder who that is.
It depends. It's funny. Like Scott, I can't remember what it is. I think I can't remember. But for me, he's either the Lovers card, because he's Gemini. So if there's an example, Heather, I do that with him. And that's the one I could think of. Or he comes up as the King of Swords. I don't see him as a King of Pentacles, which I think, I could be wrong. I think that's how Scott sees him, as a King of Pentacles.
I see him as the devil
because of the money. All of them come up as the devil for me. All of those, you know what I mean? Yeah. And the devil shows up in his readings a lot. It does. Yeah.
Exactly as Adora.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly as Adora. Yes.
So, okay. Yeah, he's having a laugh. Yep. Okay, so, well, we can start on hypnicity, Nalani's question. And if anybody would like a reading, please put them all in caps so I can see. And Allyson will do her prayer and her connection, and we'll get started.
I was told that I wasn't.
Let's see. Yes, you can, Ivana. Got you, Ivana. This is an interesting one. Blavatsky. How interesting.
I suppose I should have read on whether or not I picked up on that, but
it's interesting.
Go, Heather.
Yeah, let me put you on the big. And it's interesting that she brought up this question because my Victorian era deck wanted to come tonight. And that was around the time of, the Victorian era when, spiritualism and spiritualists were starting to really,
Yeah.
So very interesting.
Hypnicity, I just pulled from the African Goddess Rising Oracle deck on this question because it was very specific. And yeah, so I'm just going to read this one card for you. And I am going to read it from the books. This might be the only time I do this tonight, but I felt drawn to do this. So I got Psy'd. And the meaning, the key word for this card is surrender. And she's here with her little baby in her lap who's actually nursing. You can't really see it in this card because the lighting is so awful on this laptop. But I'm going to read you the whole thing. So a little bit about Psy'd first, just real briefly. Goddess Psy'd is revered as a magical healer and sorceress. She of 10,000 names, you may know her as Isis. Her Greek name, or Aset or Wuset. Psy'd was worshipped in ancient Nubia, the Sudan region, Egypt, and beyond. So her guidance message is, and again, this is regarding this past life that you were told you're a male assistant to Madame Blavatsky. Is it Blavatsky? Isn't it Blavatsky?
I think it's Blavat. Yeah, some people
Blavatsky.
Pronounce it, tomato kind of.
Yep. And I asked, what's the most, what did you learn from that? So the message is, let it all go. Say aloud now, I surrender. These words cast a spell. Breathe them in. Release control. Stop bonding around struggle. Hand the keys to the divine. Allow spirit to carry you and fill in the gaps. You don't have to figure it all out. God, Goddess has your back. Have faith in where you are at this moment. And the Goddess Declaration, which is like a mantra, if you should choose to use it, is everything I need to know finds me at the perfect time. So it's interesting. I don't know. Oh, good, honey. That's awesome. I don't know. So that lifetime in whatever way is bringing that forward. So I don't know if that was a positive experience. I'm curious, and I guess we can't really go into it here, what else you learned about that lifetime. But that's what I got. So I hope that was helpful. And it sounds like, and is that for what I wrote or what I read?
Yes, this is ethnicity. Yeah.
Right, I know, but I was wondering if what she said had to do with what I said. But anyhow, I hope that was helpful.
Yes. Yeah, it was as you were reading, and she says, wow, cool. This resonates. So I made sure I put that up there for you.
All right, thanks for your question. What's her first name?
Nalani.
Thank you, dear.
She says, I don't have any other details.
Okay.
So it makes it a little bit more difficult for me, but it's interesting because these Victorian cards wanted to come, and I don't use them too often.
That's cool.
So what just okay. So I'm trying to figure out because I use my tarot and I use the vintage wisdom. So I'm just gonna go with this card first because this is like the past, and then this here will bring us kind of like into the present. I got faith, and that's what they were all about. They're the spiritualists, and you get that crow or whatever that bird
I
is
love
that
that.
behind her.
The
So
blackbird. Mhm.
that she's just staring at you. So for me, this feels like because if you see pictures of Blavatsky, she had that intense stare, those eyes, and so for me, it looks like that same type of that stare, that
Energy.
gaze that she would give in her pictures. So back then, it was a faith. You learned about faith from her. You learned about spirituality. You were very grateful for everything that you learned from her. That beautiful crown to me represents like you developed a sovereignty. She was able to bestow it kind of like a crown. It says here for this card, it says alchemical virtue can animate forgiveness. So just being within her presence gave you a better appreciation, a gratitude for life back then. And I think a part of that was I also got the shadow self. So she taught you, and there's the bird again. So we have that very deep connection to the spiritual realm, the intuition, moon magic, connecting with spirits and guides. So you were very connected. You learned a lot from her, and you were very grateful for being with her in that lifetime. And then the cards bringing forward, I have the Queen of Cups. So you are very nurturing. You usually the Queen of Cups in a lot of other decks has like a little cloth over it, showing that she's not going to reveal so much of her emotions or her intuition or her insight. But in this one here, you are very open. The fish is literally almost jumping out the card at you. So this wisdom that you learned, it's coming through you in this lifetime. You want to keep expressing it. I also have the Nine of Cups, and it feels like in this lifetime it's a celebration. You're able to share more with because in this lifetime it's much more open. There's much more information. Your emotions are able to be expressed more. You are connecting with intuition more. Um, it's just like that. I keep looking at those grapes, and I keep getting up. It's just like the juice of life. It's the celebration. It's and it's interesting because the next card I have is the Four of Pentacles, and I just love this card. It's this little squirrel, and he's got his little nuts and everything with him. So for me, this is all everything that you learned from that life, bringing it forward into this life, and then adding on to it because we know more now. We know that she wasn't always on the up and up, and a lot of some of the spiritualist movements were a bit rigged to bring people in, but at the same time, in this life, you can separate that. You can start bringing forward what you know is important, what is true, what is real. And I think with the squirrels love to not hoard in a bad way, but they know how to prepare. They know when to they know where they bury stuff. They know where to
No,
retrieve
I
it.
don't.
Sometimes, but running around. But
Sorry. They forget where they put their stuff. I had to say that. Sorry.
so well, then actually that might really help too because then you are retrieving. You're going back. You're trying to retrieve memories, or you're retrieving information that you had back then. Foraging, yes. And so in this lifetime, you're taking what you learned and what we know now, and what is at our fingertips with the internet and with the um, what's that word where the people go at archaeology, with all the new archaeological discoveries and information that's being revealed and what will be revealed. A lot of that's going to play forward. So I know it was a little long winded. I hope that wasn't too much, but yeah, I'm not used to reading on past lives. So that was a little bit of a stretch for me, but that's okay. It's a way for me to learn.
Yeah.
So She says, let's see, Hypnosis, she was an automatic writer. She says she's a moon child. She loved the readings. Thanks. You're welcome, my dear. Hello, Serena. Welcome. So, okay, we got Kristen. Let me star you. Serena, no, go ahead. Ask questions. You know the deal. The large caps, no politics. Third parties, with the health and the legal stuff. Um, Whatever question that you have, Allyson, I'll look at it and word it in a way, to make sure that, it stays within our way
Is
of
that
reading.
Scorpio Mama you're talking to?
Yep, that's
Okay.
Serena. Yeah. So Hypney says, I appreciate it. You're welcome. So, okay, making sure I did not miss. Okay, let's see. Kristen shared something. A woman I know who has psychic abilities told me I had a connection to Napoleon. Oh, Napoleon, yeah, Bonaparte, possibly through his second wife. No clue if that's true or not. I have no past life memories. Interesting. Okay, so there's book Bewitched. Would you so my guide's message? Okay, so let me go ahead. Here, let me star this. And her name, this is how she spells and pronounces it, Nalani. Um, she was born in, or well, she was conceived in Hawaii. I think she said she wasn't born in Hawaii, but she was conceived in Hawaii. So she loves her name. So, okay. Making sure, let me add that, Kristen. We can look at that. And okay. So next up, Ivana Intuitive. Can I get a reading for the next 4 to 6 weeks? Is there anything in Allyson likes a little bit more specifics? Do you want, money, love, business, or just, general? You know, what do you have in mind, girl? Let us know.
And just so you know, Ivana, I don't really do time, but I could tell you I can look at what's coming.
Because time is different. I mean, we all know that. Yeah.
It's energy.
She goes, I'm here with like a look into spirit up leveling in the next 4 to 6 weeks. So within the next couple months. Do I have the right cards? Yes, I do. She says, I just feel like a lot of things are opening up for me. Yeah, Ivana. Yeah. I mean, you're on fire tonight. Ooh. Hey, Amanda. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. Can I get one more? I'm not sure, Kristen, but we'll look at it. I got your message. I got your question. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead, Ivana. Wow. Well, actually, here, let me pull you a heart card too that I got. I was told to pull a heart card. Maybe I could do that too for the collective. Okay, so, okay, Ivana, giving heart, developing self-love. So that was the first card that wanted to be read. So just making sure that you are working on loving yourself and keeping yourself, taking care of yourself. Self-love means a lot too. Not that we don't love ourselves,
Can
but
I get another message for Ivana, please? Oh,
oh,
did I unmute? I'm sorry. I was going to pull from a second deck for her, and I thought I was muted. Sorry.
okay. I was like, oh, and then the voices came. The clouds opened up, and the voices came. So Ivana, just making sure that with all these things that you're up leveling, making sure that you're taking me time for yourself. I think that's what a lot about this card is: develop self-love, making sure that you are not just, going the rounds and doing all these things for people and not taking enough time for yourself. making sure that you're giving yourself time to process everything that you are learning, downloading, and experiencing. Sounds corny. No, but we're all working on that. We all need to remind ourselves to work on self love. So, this is what's interesting, Ivana. You ready for this? So, I got the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords right next to each other. So, okay, I'm good. Let me just go through the cards and then I'll see if you get what I get. I have the Seven of Cups. Okay, lots of stuff going on. I got the Eight, or is this the Nine? Okay, the Nine of Swords. And I got the Two of Pentacles. And so I'm feeling like you are tapping into the swords are the intellect. You are really opening up. I'm feeling like this could be, the feminine male sides of yourselves opening up, connecting with spirit. I feel like this could be your guides as well. I mean, you have raven, you have eagle, you know, the for me the white, raven crow is, and with the female, and then the butterfly is on the top of her head too. So you right there, it's opening up. You're opening up your wings, you're opening up your third eye, you're reaching those dimensions. And you got a good, you've got a grasp on it. This is really what you want to learn. This is your passion. You are learning. You are so with the queens, it's all about, the expression really of the swords. So you have that wit. You're quick to thought. You get the messages quick. You're processing. You're downloading really quick. And with the King of Swords, this is you taking that all in and knowing how to use it, where to the discipline, taking what your intuition is, and then bringing the mental aspect of putting it together. What I'm getting from with all this work that you're doing with the Queen and the King of Swords, I'm feeling like you may have so much going on right now that you may feel overwhelmed, because I know with the Akashic readings, the classes that you're taking, the investigative stuff, you just feel like you just got so much. And I know at one point you said you felt like maybe you were feeling a little overwhelmed. And I think that's where the Nine of Swords comes in. You're feeling like, oh my goodness, I have all these messages coming in. I have all these things I want to learn. How am I going to accomplish it? How can I go fast enough? Am I going to? So it's like, girl, this is where the self love comes in. So it's time to slow down, focus on one thing at a time. And I love this book, the study. That's the one that's right up front in the card. Of all these things, choose one, focus on that. And then when you do, you'll be more balanced. You'll have the beautiful butterflies, the wings are open, the transformation continues, taking the time, balancing the time and what you're learning, and they'll keep the energy flow going back, and you'll be able to balance your 9 to 5 along with your spiritual, connecting with the higher realms, making sure you stay grounded and just bringing that all together, but really trying to focus on one aspect right now, because girl, you really are opening up. And for me too, this feels like male female guides too. So these are guides, and you're connecting, and yeah, you really are. But just make sure that you don't burn yourself out. Okay. But yeah, you're on your way, my dear. And I'm going to give this over to Allyson. Allyson.
Good.
There you go.
Thank you. Hi, Ivana. So, this is not a cute, fluffy reading. You'll know how it applies to your life. And as you know, tarot sounds dramatic sometimes. It isn't necessarily, right? So just take it however it applies to you. So, something here, the overall energy, something here that's heavy on your mind. You might feel kind of trapped in something, whatever it is. As you know,
Eight of
mental
Swords.
thoughts, that's exactly what they are, right? So the overall energy is the Eight of Swords in this situation. I do see you very much in control. So whatever this is, maybe you got it all figured out, but you're still thinking about it. It's still on your mind, whatever this thing is. But I see you being very much standing in your own corner and doing what you need to do, and actively either, doing whatever it is you need to do or communicating whatever it is that you need to communicate, right? So whatever the situation is or whatever it is that needs to be said, you got this. But the overall energy, is Eight of Swords. So but this is what I got here. So just so you can see this. So anyhow, yeah. And then just for the heck of it, because Heather was reading and reading and reading, I went ahead and pulled from this Oracle deck that I don't know yet. And I just did that for fun. I won't even try to confuse everybody trying to decipher that. This is like I'm learning on the side as I go with this Oracle deck that I've never really used. Anyhow, just for anybody that saw me doing that, I pulled from the African Goddess Rising Oracle deck, and I got Liberation and Cosmic Power. So,
Ooh.
yeah, and I totally see that. I mean, and this comes into my reading as well. So it's like you are absolutely in control. You're liberating yourself from something. But that doesn't mean it's not still on your mind. Eight of Swords, again, oh, so dramatic. It doesn't necessarily have to be. It just means that it's something that you got on a loop in your head to some degree. It could be when you're asleep. It's not even necessarily when you're awake. You are the Emperor. Seven of Wands, Eight of Wands. You got this. You're doing it, right? You're defending yourself. Nobody's going to knock you down. So anyways, hopefully you know what this is or it's helpful in some way. If not, it probably will be showing itself. But that's what I got for you. Hope that was helpful.
She said, I have felt trapped, but I have and am moving past that. It's taken many years. She mentioned earlier that she has cut her schedule. There's the swords too. She's cutting her schedule.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
And she said that felt trapped, moving on. And yes, you are right on, Allyson.
Awesome.
There you go.
Blessings, Ivana.
Yep. You're welcome, my dear. Thank you. And thank you again for joining me tonight. You were a joy and have so much fun as always. So Kristen Louise has an interesting. This was something else. Oh, okay, because someone was doing a read for her about the Napoleon, but she says, I'm feeling very disconnected from my spiritual path. The gods and ancestors feel absent. Can I get advice from my Norse ancestors to get advice on the issue? Yes, Kristen, and I know just the deck to use. Hopefully it's right here. Okay, Kristen, where did I put your deck? There we go. Okay, so for Kristen's deck question, for Kristen's question, I'm going to use Kristen's deck. Some of you may not know, but Kristen Louise created a gorgeous oracle deck. I think it was last year or the year before. It's called the Star Room. And just absolutely fabulous deck. Hey, Scott.
I just had the Six of Cups fall out as I was shuffling. So, they're there.
Okay.
Just wanted to say that.
Oh,
that's all that's all I had. I'm just saying I just started shuffling.
Yeah, she's going through a lot right now. So I can understand why she feels alone. Okay, I need a clarifier. Okay. So Allison's still pulling. So Kristen. Okay, I got Anu's. Oh, here. I have Ansu's, excuse me, breath of life. So right now they're telling you take a deep breath, meditate, go out into nature. Um, you have the breath and you have the Vesuvian man up in there. So it's reminding you to, with everything that's going on right now in your life, to make sure that you are taking a deep breath, you're grounding, you're getting connected, um, and not being afraid to open up to spirit. Because right now, this is you're feeling restrained, and I know exactly what this is pertaining to, or how I feel like it's pertaining. Um, for what you're going through, you're feeling like you have to hold a lot of things in. You can't express them. You're just going through a lot right now. They are with you, and I know it says integrity,
Oh,
and
wow.
just to know that you have that, keep that there. It's beautiful because it's like he's holding his heart. Instead of integrity, I'm going to go with integral. They say that you know that they are a part of you. They are in your heart, and all you need to do is to reach for them in your heart. And right now, it's you're having a hard time doing that because of the restraint of what it is that you're going through. Um, I got the harvest card, and I wasn't quite sure what the harvest and what was it that you were trying to harvest, and I got the hope card. So you have to look at what is going on, and just knowing that this process, what you're going through with your mom, they don't want you to feel like you have nothing. It's harvest, just keep harvesting the hope that they are there. They hear you. There's that beautiful dance, her moving in prayers, walking in nature, connecting that way, because you are the light. I have conquered the darkness. And so for me, this card has two connotations. For me, is this is you lighting the candle, acknowledging the light of your mom, and this is also the guides also saying, remember to light a candle, remember to breathe, know that they are there, they are in your heart, they are an integral part of who you are, and to harvest the good memories, harvesting the love that people and support that you are getting from people. Remember having holding on to the good times, um, not to give up hope. You know that what she is going to be moving into is going to be a better place, and just know that, yeah, that's I really can't say anything more, but they don't want you to lose hope or to lose faith that they're not there. Just know that they are with you, and they are with you through this process. Just remember to breathe, try to connect with nature, be quiet when you can, get into that quiet place, and just feel them. When you feel like you can't maybe see them, hold your hand over your heart and feel that heartbeat. They said that that's them. They're there with you. So I'm going to go over. Caitlin, it's okay. Allison, I'm just going to explain something really quick because this keeps happening. Caitlin, on StreamYard, if one of us has to step out of the camera and we don't want people to see us moving around, we have a thing that's called stop cam where we do this so people don't see us. So it's not us losing connection and disappearing. We're still here. We're just being private for a moment while we're doing something else. I just wanted to let her know that. So, okay, Allison, go ahead. You're muted.
What is her name again?
I'm sorry, honey. I forgot to put that back up there because it was a long.
Okay, that's what I thought it was, but I also thought it was Christina. So, okay.
Okay.
Hi, Kristen. So,
do you want me to keep this up here or do you want me to take it down?
No, it's fine. So I feel like you're dealing with something and you're going to come out on the other end of it much better, right? I understand. I remember what your question was. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. You asked a question, something about
yeah, she was just letting us know. She's explaining.
Yes, that's what it was. But I got something different, which and okay. I believe you're a reader. This is the gal that has the deck, right? Okay.
Yes.
So you know, you get what you're supposed to get, right? So I don't know so there's something you need to be working on healing. Maybe you're already doing this. I don't know, but there's something about healing, doing this for yourself, actually going through all of the steps, right? Your ancestors, your family, your soul tribe, all that, they are there. I think you're just not connecting with them. Again, I had the 6 of Cups pop out as I was shuffling, which doesn't really happen, not for me anyhow. That's very revealing because that's what that card means to me. But anyways, you do value yourself. You do love yourself. I see it. It's right here, Ace of Pentacles, right? So this is the overall energy. I just feel like you're feeling very disconnected and maybe not grounded right now is what I'm getting from this. I also feel like you're really hurt and or pissed off about something. I don't know what. I pulled from the African Goddess Rising Oracle deck for you and I got Medusa. Her message is rage. So, you know, as you know, tarot and even Oracle decks, especially this African Rising deck, African Goddess Rising deck, you know, it's very to the point. And sometimes it can sound, you know, a bit extreme, but sometimes it needs to be, you know, whatever. Anyways, Medusa is about processing whatever it is you're pissed off about, angry about, hurt about, whatever it is. And you will, right? So I don't know if something just recently happened. I don't know if you're pressing this, pushing this, avoiding this, actively working on it. I don't know. I didn't do a full spread. You're a reader. You don't need me to tell, you know, right? But I see here that you're really pissed off about something. Honor your feelings. Mm-hmm. Honor everything that you're feeling and feel it. You're justified to have these feelings. You will get through it. You will come out on the other side, 9 of Pentacles. And, you know, and the overall energy, you know, Ace of Pentacles, you know, this is a gift, right? As messed up as this may seem, you know, it's this, whatever this is that you're going through, this is one of the main things in your life that you work through. And then once you're done with it, you come out on the other side and you're going to see the gift of it, right? So my husband, great. So just, you know, and I'm curious what this is. I know Heather was talking, but I was doing something and I didn't see. And I know that you were on with her, but that's what I have. And I'm tempted to read Medusa, but I don't need to. And we all know who Medusa is and what she is and what she stands for. So, and then at the bottom of the deck, this is about balancing out whatever your truth is and taking a time out and getting through this, whether this is contemplation, meditation, whatever it is, right? 2 of Pentacles, King of Swords, 4 of Swords. So, and that's the bottom of the deck. But yeah, you know what? Okay. Okay. I'm going to read some of this Medusa, just a little bit of it. I'm going to read you the shadow guidance because I think that's what this is.
Mm-hmm.
You are pissed off and petrified, angry and shaking. But underneath that, you are hurt and heartbroken. Feeling undervalued is overwhelming. You can't stay silent anymore. Let your joys, hopes, and beauty rage on. Now, that doesn't mean that's all going to apply to you. Something in there will make sense, I would think. And the rest of it, just throw it away. And I know you know that, right? Get clear on what's really happening. Allow yourself to feel your feelings, to see the truth. This is what's jumping off the page at me. Just because you feel threatened does not mean you are being threatened. And you know what they mean, right? Threatened isn't literally a threat, but like whatever's happening, it's very intense in different ways, I would assume, based on this. So anyways, and then the declaration or the mantra, if you want to embrace it, is I have a right to feel my feelings. And you do. And I'm sure you know that, being the spiritual person that you are. And your family, and I got goosebumps when I got that, your family's all around you, your ancestors. And I understand you feeling disconnected from your I think you said Norse pagan,
Yes, Norse pagan.
feeling disconnected. You're just disconnected in general right now, you know, which, and I'm sorry to hear that, honey, but you know, it happens, right? Especially if you're going through some big shift or transition. Get outside if you can. If you're not, I mean, as a pagan, you probably do anyway. Get outside, walk in the dirt if you can, depending on where you live. You know, get into nature as much as you can. Watch the sunrise, watch the sunset, all that good stuff. Anything that you can. Not that that's the answer, but it does help a bit while you're going through whatever this is, I would think. But all right, I'm going to stop. I've gone on long enough. I hope this is helpful. Fine. And blessings, much love to you. Good luck, honey.
Yeah, her mom's in the process of transitioning. She's in hospice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's huge.
Where the anger. Yeah, this has been a process. It's been very difficult for her. So yeah, that's the anger. The just feeling lost.
Yes.
Hey, Sharon. Thanks for popping in. We had Dina showing too. Dina's here. Sylvia popped in. And Kristen says, yes, makes sense. I need a healthy way to process my anger. And you love nature. To me, that's the best thing, to go, to release, to cry, to vent, to scream. Whatever you need to do to release that. But your ancestors are with you. So book Bewitched. If there is time, would you my guides, if there is a message I can't hear? So I'm assuming you want a message from your guides that you think you can't hear. Okay. So does that make sense to you, Allyson? Just I guess a message from her guides. Okay. Yeah, Sylvia, we called you and we waited just and you weren't there, so we went ahead and pulled cards for another person that was in chat. So I feared you had to leave and answer the phone or something. So alrighty, so book Bewitched. Okay, I'm gonna go for this other deck here. Message from her guides. I can't type. Sometimes I can't type either.
Can I go?
Yep, go
ahead. Book Bewitched. I'm going to go ahead and read this. Funny, I'm being drawn to do this more than my tarot, but that's fine. I do tarot all the time. So I pulled from the African Goddess Rising Oracle deck. I was drawn to do that. And I got Queen Nandi. And I really wish that my laptop would pick up the beauty of these cards because they really are gorgeous. But here's this queen. This is Queen Nandi sitting with her beautiful little baby boy. It's so cute. And this is the message. So you're asking if there's a message and that you can't hear what your guides are saying. Um, they're telling you need to listen. Okay, so this is actually I'm going to go ahead and just read this a little bit about Nandi. Queen Nandi was the mother of warrior king Shaka Zulu. His father's royal family first rejected her. They said that she wasn't pregnant and her belly resulted from an Aishaki beetle sting. But Nandi knew her son would be great before he was born. So that's just a little back history on who she is. Anyways, Queen Nandi's guidance message is you already know. Take a deep breath and surrender to what you know to be true. Trust your inner wisdom and guidance. And what this tells me is that there's something that you, and I'm not saying this is true, but but this happens a lot. You are getting stuff, but you doubt it, or you don't think it's real, or you just think it's your mind talking, whatever. And so then you're just like, oh, I don't get messages. I don't, whatever. Anything that you feel that you got through as a message probably was a message. Whether it was recently, 2 months ago, a couple years ago, whatever it was, anytime you thought you got something and then you questioned it or poo-pooed it, you probably were getting messages. And maybe now you're not getting as many or you just don't recognize them. And I'm not pretending to have all the answers. I'm just saying that is a thing that happens with a lot of people. And then the embodiment message is, what is your guidance telling you? Put your hands over your third eye and ask, if I knew what the answer is, what would it be? And then follow your first instinct. The creator and your ancestors connect with you through your intuition. Trust your internal GPS, which is what I was just saying. The nudges, signs, and coincidences are divine guidance. Again, the nudges, signs, and coincidences that you experience, and we all do, that's from the divine when you get that kind of thing. So if you have things that happen repeatedly, or songs or numbers or any of those things, those are all messages. Finding feathers, finding coins, having an unusual experience with, a butterfly that flies all around you, and it takes off, bird that comes way too close to you in nature and normally it wouldn't, whatever it is, right? Those kinds of things are messages. And then it says, slow down, go for a walking meditation, be present with nature, and pay attention. Being present allows you to feel, hear, see, and sense your guidance. And the mantra or the goddess declaration is, I am knowing. Being out in nature, and I don't know, maybe you're already doing this, is a really good way to get signs as long as you're open to receiving them. You can just go out in the woods or out in the fields or wherever and spend time. You will get stuff that's a little unusual. Especially if you ask for it and you don't rush it and you give it time, even if you have to do it a few days in a row, you will get messages. And like everybody else says, oh, you can meditate and this and that. If you're like me and you can't meditate, do the other that I was just describing and stuff will start coming through. Also make sure you're getting enough sleep. Don't overdo caffeine. If you, and I'm not saying that you do, if you drink at all, any of these things that fuzz our thinking or whatever, if you can get rid of those things, that helps too. Sugar's a problem as well with getting stuff coming in.
Spot on.
Anyhow, said, good luck. That's what I got.
She says, it's my thing for sure. Amazing. Spot on. I had a major life hit and lost my connection.
Oh.
So good reading. So book Bewitched. I got my cards here showing that you're going through some painful experiences right now. I have grieving heart, open doors to something new. So it feels like your heart's been broken. And kind of like looking at it and trying like sort of like that picking up the pieces kind of thing, like, wow, what do I do now? And right now I have unavailable heart, face painful experiences and heal. So especially now too with this new moon, good time to start doing healing work, shadow work, um, trying to heal what's been there, taking time for reflection, self time, maybe journaling, working through this. Um, Last card that I have is remorseful heart. It says forgive and move ahead. So whatever it is that has caused this heartbreak, um, it's time to heal, and it's a really good time to do that now during this new moon. We're moving into autumn. We're moving into the where the days are becoming shorter now, the nights are longer. Connecting with our ancestors and just trying to work through a lot of whatever it is that has caused you this pain, and just kind of sitting with the emotions, feeling them, acknowledging them, honoring them, and and starting the heal process. So I hope that that helps. I love these new cards. They're really beautiful. They were a gift for me from Lady Silver, so I'm enjoying them very much. Hi, Marby. Thanks for joining us. And Sharon had popped in. I don't know if you knew that, so I'm going to let you know. Sharon Strawberry Rhubarb Tarot joined us during our reads and making sure. Okay, so Caitlin, you said you went ahead and you posted your question, but I don't see it, hon. I see the question. I'm sorry if the Medusa fact was too much. I don't know if that was your question or if you had a question for Allyson and I on the cards. So just go ahead and let me know because I'm just a little confused looking here at the chat. Let me see, make sure. Okay, yeah, we read that. I want to make sure that we had seen her responses. So okay, caught up. So our next, so Leah, yeah, go ahead and type in your question. Um, we have time for at least another one, maybe two. And the next one here is Scorpio Mama, and her name is Serena. I see you said you reposted, but or Caitlin, it's not showing up on my feed, hun.
What is her channel name?
Her name is Aurora Starseed, and she says, she's pointing an arrow above. It says I reposted, but I'm not. I see Leah's
Is it
question.
in caps?
I don't see anything at all. That's the whole thing. Caitlin, did you put it in big caps? Because I don't see it, sweet. I see you
I don't see
commented.
it either.
So I don't know, sweetheart. Allyson doesn't see it either. She says it's in caps. We don't see it. I'm going back as far as I can. I see as far back as I can go on my screen on chat is Sharon Sipe saying hi to you. Aurora, Mary Meet Sharon. Um, then I see Mary Meet Shaw Woman from Aurora. And then that's it.
Mine only goes back so far and I don't see it. So, okay. So, yeah, just repost it. Do we have time to do hers or no?
Um, well, I
We'll
don't
do
see hers.
Scorpio Mama.
Yes, do Scorpio
I mean, if
Mama.
she's still here, she can repost it. We can do it if you want to stay on and do it. It's up to you.
Can I type it normally, Heather? Yeah, just go ahead and type it normally. I don't know if your computer or phone is having problems with the caps. Marby, hon, I don't think we're going to have time because we have Serena, and then I said to Leah that we could do her. So we're trying to figure out what's going on with Aurora. YouTube is probably hiding. I don't know, sweetheart. So yeah, Marby, it's after 9 now, so we're going to do two more, and then we're going to end it for the night. Um, I I will be on Sunday with Scott if you want to pop by on Sunday. Um, but other than that, so Serena. Let me focus on Serena. Okay, Serena, Serena. Okay, let's use the Victorian cards for Serena. Thanks, Marby. I'm sorry, sweetheart. But I will be on with Jeff Bailey tomorrow at 8 o'clock. We'll be doing our poetry and some reading. So feel free to drop by tomorrow night. And I'll be with Scott on Sunday. I can't remember exactly what time. Scott, I don't know if you're still in chat. If you want to share. Okay, there it is.
I can go now for Scorpio Mama.
Okay.
So, what is her name? Her first name?
Serena.
Serena. Serena, it looks like you've overcome something. I don't know what this is, obviously. But you've got a lot of different options in front of you in some part of your life regarding something. It could be love related. I'm not convinced that it is, though. And if it is related to a person, it could be somebody with a strong Pisces or Aries placement, or a water sign in general, but not necessarily. But yeah, it looks like you had something going on in some sort of way that you didn't know all the details, or somebody gaslit you, or something was hidden, or whatever. Something that would have been moon energy this in the past, not necessarily nefarious, could have been, not necessarily though. But you're very much having what you need at this point, and I have you coming up as the Emperor right now. So if this hasn't happened already, I see it coming for you. And the overall energy is a 7 of Cups. It's not reversed, it's upright, and it feels very good. It doesn't feel negative.
She is having relationship stuff, she said.
Yeah, you're going to be all right. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Cups, 10 of Swords, Judgment. You're going to decide, you're going to make a decision about all of this, and you're going to be fine. Doesn't mean it's going to be fun or easy, but okay. So the moon, I'm assuming this is and so the cups, it is relationship based. This can also be choices that you have to make, but again, options. You have options. It's not like, there's one thing you could do. There's different things going on. You have choices. Even if you don't feel like you do, you do. That's what I'm getting from this. You do hold, even if it doesn't seem like it. Again, I don't know what's going on. I don't even want to know. I don't need to know. I'm just reading, to what the message is. You will come out on top. Doesn't mean, or you can, I should say. Again, tarot readings, it's energy, and it's how things look at the moment. The Emperor, this is here for the outcome if you want it to be, if you want to embrace it, right? But 9 of Cups, you have everything you truly need. What you do need is there. But there's some sort of moon energy that you've been dealing with or processing in some sort of way. So, yeah, it can be nefarious. It isn't necessarily, you're saying relationship. I don't know what that is. That's your business. But there was something here. Yeah, you're not so sure about something. It can just be that you're not sure what to do. That can be the moon energy as well. But you're going to be okay, or you can be okay. It's, again, this is very much up to you. But the bottom of the deck with Judgment, you got the 10 of Swords. Yeah, this is a big deal. But I have the Queen of Cups. You're very loving, and Queen of Cups, you know, whatever you think you do know.
Mm-hmm.
The Moon, Queen of Cups, if you think you know, or you feel like you're being told something, I'm not saying this is what's going on. Whatever it is you think you know, you do. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Okay.
That could be any number of things, but that's what I got for you.
Yeah, she says not sure what to do.
Well,
It's up
You
to you,
will.
my dear.
Judgment is here. You will know what to do.
Yeah, I got the justice card, so yeah, it's similar. So Serena, first of all, I have is perception. So we see masks here. I don't know if someone's being false, you know, kind of like a two-face, saying one thing, doing another. There's the person, removing the mask from the face. So a lot of what's going on is perception. Like Allyson said, you know what's going on. I did get the dreams card, and I know how does that have to do with dreams? I think you might even be dreaming about, you're getting messages from your guides, you're getting messages from your higher self in your dreams. This is, very Queen of Cups. There's water, intuition. This feels very moon-like. So this feels like, yes, and you have to learn how to trust in your intuition. You have that connection. I know the deer, the stag, they're the monarchs. They're the domain in the woods. But for me, it's learning how to have trust. She's sitting on there, and she has faith and trust that this animals are going to hurt her. So deer are about gentleness. So making sure that you're being gentle with yourself, and you're trusting in your intuition, your dreams, the messages, and what you are seeing with the masks. So I pulled a couple of tarot cards, and I did get the Five of Wands. There is a struggle going on. I did also get the Justice. There's balance. Something's going on that you're looking for justice. Something did happen, and you are struggling with this. You want justice, but you don't know what, like you said, you don't know what to do. But at some point, I think you already know what you need to do. I got the 10 of Pentacles, and that's a completion. That's being, you have your security, you're grounded, you're stable. It shows that you are going to be moving forward, but you do know what's going on. And I think Allison's got some more cards she wants to add to that, so I'm going to let her um share what else that you got.
I went ahead and just because I was feeling prompted to, and I don't usually do this, but I wanted to clarify the overall energy of the Seven of Cups, because it didn't felt like options. For me, Seven of Cups, a lot of people read it very negatively, but for me, that would only be if it's in reverse, and I rarely read reversals. Anyhow, I clarified it. That's Seven of Cups, and I got the Seven of Wands and the King of Swords. To me, this is you defending yourself in this situation and saying your truth, King of Swords. This isn't the other person. This is you. So I do think that there's some mind effery going on here. I do. And I think maybe that's what this was. It doesn't mean this person's lying or being deceitful, but there's definite confusion here. And again, with the moon, if you feel like, and again, I don't know what's going on. If you feel like you're being deceived or lied to, or somebody's, just kind of half truth in it or whatever, you do know what's going on. Let me know if you want a reading. You can email me if you want. I'll do a reading for you.
Okay. Do you want me to, because I have an email with her. Do you want me to go ahead and just email her
and it's up to you. I'm feeling drawn to just, then I don't do that.
No,
you want a reading, I'll do a reading for you. Personal one, like a real one. We'll get a Celtic cross.
April or May.
Because you're saying you don't know what to do. But anyways, that's what I got for you, dear. Good luck.
She said she will. So Serena.
Yeah, just email me. And put reading in all caps in the subject line so I don't miss it.
Okay. So we have Leah next. May I ask if my goals will be met? I have a lot of work to do, so I need insight, girls. Okay. Yeah, you're strong enough, Serena. You got this, girl. Okay, Aurora, I did take a look at your... Okay, Caitlin, Leah, I was waiting for your question and I didn't get until after Leah's. We will look at your question after. So we're going to do Leah right now. We couldn't see it. We didn't know if we were going to be able to get your question. So I went ahead and I put Leah next. So please just be patient.
I can go if you want.
Yep, go ahead, sweetheart.
Leah. Yes. You're asking if your goals will be met. You have a lot of work to do, so you need some insight. Yes, there's going to be some compromise here. I would assume maybe this is with one of the people that you're trying to get something done for or something or other. You're coming up as the Queen of Wands. So, you're working on stuff. 10 of Wands, you got a lot going on. You're burdened. The Knight of Cups is here, which is, very, can be very charming and, whatever. It's like you have to negotiate or, manipulate. Like if anything's running behind or whatever, apply this to however it makes sense. And then you have the Star here, right? So that's very hopeful. And right next to the Knight of Cups, that feels good. And the outcome is the Lovers. And it did come out with the King of Cups. So, and the King of Cups is, he's a nice guy, right? He's not super emotional of that, but he takes care of stuff and he's well liked and is fairly serious when it comes to like the cups cards. But yeah, I think you're going to get it all done. Yep. You might have to do some communication, like maybe do a little, I think some stuff might not get done right on time, but whoever it is this is for is going to be okay with it. Whether it's a person, a company, a situation, whatever, you might have to do a little customer service type conversation, if you will, kind of thing. But overall, that doesn't mean everything's going to be, but overall, whatever it is you're dealing with, it's going to work out. Is it going to look beautiful and seamless? Nah. You might have to make a couple of accommodations here and there, whatever that looks like. But I do think that you're going to, nothing here is ugly. The only card that looks kind of meh is what you just said, right? 10 of Wands, you're burdened. You got a lot going on. All the other cards, yeah, it's all good. You're going to be fine.
Okay. Alrighty. Just looking to see if she had left a comment. Okay, so Leah, I have, let me just take this down. I have, the first one I got was the 5 of Cups. So it feels like you have an opportunity, something that is right behind you that I don't know if, right now it just feels like there's a distraction. This could be the worries that you have maybe moving forward. You're maybe looking at past experiences and you're kind of like going within yourself, not sure if things are going to work out, but there's that cup right behind you. It's bigger than the rest and it's glowing and it's bright. And I think carrying with these past experiences, I did get the Page of Swords, but I needed a clarifier, and it feels like that you have usually sometimes it's another 5 too. So we have a five again with pentacles, maybe a feeling of lack or maybe a feeling of insecurity, not sure how things are going to work out. But I did get the page of swords, and that is, I just taken a double look here for the card to make sure I get the right message here. And it's like keeping your mind open. So here we go. It goes with this. Keeping your mind open. There's going to be new approaches, new possibilities. The pages are, they want to really prove themselves, really want things to move smoothly. They're very intellectual, very quick-witted, just very eager to please. So I feel like if you can leave that behind, keep that mentality moving forward. And it's interesting. I got the Hierophant, and that doesn't necessarily mean about, anything religious or spiritual. It could be, I'm not sure. But this also could have to do with a job. It could be like whatever your occupation is.
Mastery.
Yes, thank you. So I think I like with Allyson. I think things are going to work because I wanted just another final card to go with that, and I did get the Three of Cups. So there is a celebration. There is a completion, not necessarily a completion, but it works out. That just leaving that sense of
Celebrate.
yeah. So
Yeah.
okay, yep, celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. So there we go. So yeah, Leah, it looks good. You're that page of wands. You're going to learn, like with the Hierophant, like Allyson said, mastery, and you'll do good. She says, I really appreciate your time and skills. Thank you so much. Blessings and a peaceful night. You too, sweetheart. So last question. I did highlight Aurora's question, but I looking at this, the last part of the question is, will he change his opinion about me? I do not do third parties, Caitlin. What I can do is I can maybe read on the energy, but I don't have permission to go into somebody else's energy without their permission. So I can read on the energy, but I'm not going to intentionally go into his energy personally without his permission. I try to be sure that I don't do that. Let me just do this. So there's a backstory to this question, Allyson. But I don't think we need, you need to know it, but it's just a relationship that how do I put it? Because
I don't need to know. It's okay.
Okay.
Thank you. It's all right.
Okay, so Caitlin, what I got is the Hangman, and all of my cards came out reversed. I don't do reversals, and my cards came out reversed. So this is really interesting. So I'm just going to return them around here. They're just a very strong message. So, this is a change. Hangman's about change of perspective. And Allyson, feel free to chime in at any time because I typically don't do reversals either. But in the situation with Hangman, it's a perspective. For me, it feels like his perspective on the situation may not change. I did get the death card in reverse. Usually upright, the death means it's a death of one thing and a rebirth of something else. But it might that being reversed, For me, I feel like that what this relationship was is no longer going to be. I also got the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, and Eight of Pentacles is working hard, mastering skills, improving things, and this being in a reverse, it feels like no matter how much you want to try to work and repair, just for me, what I'm feeling from the cards, I'm feeling like, whatever this relationship was, this friendship was prior, it's not going to be the same again. And I'll just, sorry to have to give that kind of news, but I'll let see what Allyson has to say. Maybe she has a different perspective in her cards.
I do. There's something that you're not seeing. It's kind of like you're both right. So there's some amount of truth to what this person thinks, but yet you are right in how you feel about your position. So something's muddy here between the two of you. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
So good luck. I'm sorry to hear about that. Maybe pray on it, or I don't know. Maybe a well thought email could go far.
Okay. Yeah, she's been lamenting over this for a while, and I know what it's like,
I would
to
contact and, just, if you really truly feel, that, there's nothing on your part, then say your truth. That's all you can do.
Mhm.
One of these times in life when things happen that are uncomfortable.
I feel like his partner is coercing him, but maybe that's just me. I don't know. Like I said, I can't pull into, like Allyson said, there it's just I had all those reversals,
Okay.
and I
I
never
got
get
two
reversed.
cards. I got two cards. I wasn't going to say anything, but okay. The first card that came out was Mama Lambo. This is about self-sabotage. This is the first card that came out. Okay. So there is, and that's why I said what I said, contact this person. I don't know if you've done that already, and say your truth and then let it over to God. That's what I would do.
That's all you can do. Good luck to you, my dear. Alrighty, everybody. Thank you again for spending another Friday night with Allyson and I. You are all appreciated. Thank you so much. Is the Mystic Four getting together this coming week?
I think so.
Oh, you're welcome, Leah. Thank you for all the kind words.
Yes.
Yes.
7 p.m. Monday.
And then you have the Transcendental Politics with Scott and Valerie on. Is it going to be on Scott or Val's channel this week?
I don't know. I think it's Val's this week. I think it's Val's next week. So I think it was on Scotty's. Yeah, it's on Val's next week.
And that's a 7 p.m. Eastern time too, right? Okay.
Yes.
And then there are 3 sevens in a row this week. And then the Sisterhood at 7 o'clock, Mystic Sisterhood, Wednesday night at 7 as well. And that's all on everybody's channel, six channels. And I get to hang with Jeff Bailey tomorrow with poetry and some tarot reading. I get to hang with Scott on Sunday. Can't remember quite the time, but we'll be in the evening. So, everybody, thank you for joining us. And we'll see you on one of our other lives. And Allyson, thank you again for joining me on another Friday night.
Thank you. And check your, anybody's interested, I do collective readings for each zodiac sign, just general readings. I also do love readings, and I'll be posting a few over the weekend. I'm doing some love readings. If that's not your thing, I'll be doing general readings during the week. And I will start doing lives at some point before Christmas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so. Once I have my other space set up, I will. And I'll be doing live I'll be going through the zodiac and just doing readings.
Okay.
So, that'll be fun. It'll just be me just doing readings. So,
Very cool.
um, yeah,
And Isadora says, thank you, Heather and Allison, for very interesting readings tonight.
you are so
Thank
welcome.
thank you, Dina. And Book Bewitched said you gave so much. Thank you. I'm sending you peace and rest. Blessings.
Thank you.
And
Thank you, everybody.
yes, and thank you, Patricia, too, for supporting me with the raffle. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And everybody have a great weekend.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.